SHMACKEMAGOB, everybody. Hey, I got this donation from Michael Rogers, who said he wants me to rank 5 bands. And we all know that Greg Szymanski came up with this great idea. And Michael asked me, he said, hey, can you do me a favor and give a shout out to Greg Szymanski for coming up for such a great idea? You got it, brother. Greg Szymanski, you rule, and so do you, Michael Rogers. And he wants me to rank these bands. Bathory, Venom, Celtic Frost, Trouble, and Candlemass. This will be a little controversial to some people, because these bands, man, they have some radical fan bases, and whoever is not number one, they will be like, you're crazy. I am crazy, but that's besides the point. This is a musical opinion, and I gotta say, I love all bands. I love all these bands. And today I changed my mind on one of these bands, which I put at the bottom, by the way, that I love. But I changed my mind on what's my favorite album from them. Forever, and Trouble is the one that's at the bottom. Forever, I would say the self-titled 1990 album is their best. But I've changed my mind on this. But it's an amazing album, and it's extremely close to my favorite. My favorite now is their first one, Psalm 9. Bastard's gonna pay. My favorite on here is Revelations, Life or Death, but you got the Assassin, and the title track, and the Fall of Lucifer, and Bastards Will Pay, Victim of the Insane Assassin. But man, Psychotic Reaction, End of My Days, Black Shapes of Doom, R.I.P., great stuff. Alright, that's number 5. At number 4, oh man, this may be the most influential, maybe not, but just as influential as 1 and 2. And I'm going to say, oh, and my least favorite of Trouble is an album that I couldn't get into. It's called The Distortion Field or something like that. I couldn't get into that record. So that would be my least. He asked me to, Michael asked me to put my 2 favorites and my least favorite. So Distortion Field will be my least favorite Trouble. The next one, like I said, very influential, is Bathory. And I would say my least favorite from Bathory would be Octagon. I think that was the name of it, or something like that. I don't own it, but I heard it, and I was like, this ain't like the other stuff. But you know what? In my defense, I didn't hear all of them, but I heard most of Bathory. But that's the one I've heard that I like the least. Now, my second favorite Bathory album is Blood, Fire, Death. This album, man, especially, A Fine Day to Die, it's such a epic masterpiece. This would be my second favorite. My favorite would be the first one. This is like, it's very Venom-ish, but again, what they turn into, and even this is very influential. And my God, that song, War, but this whole album. And I reviewed it on the Rock and Metal Combat podcast with Ian Wadley, who is not too crazy about this album. But he hates metal. Inside joke. But that would be my favorite Bathory album. And that's number 4. And number 3, man, do I love this band. This is difficult. I'm going to be honest with you. And number 3, I would say Candlemass. And my least favorite Candlemass, and it's not really that bad, but Psalms of the Dead are the ones that I'm kind of like, But my second favorite, and it was really difficult, but I'm going to have to say Nightfall. This album, man, You Are Bewitched, Messiah's God, man. Samaritan, just this whole album, Gothic Stone, The Well Assigned, At the Gallows End. This is a masterpiece, man. But my favorite has to be Epicus, Doomicus, Metallicus, their first album. With Solitude, Demon's Gate, Crystal Ball, the whole album. Blackstone Wielder, Under the Oak, and The Sorcerer's Pledge. Amazing stuff. My favorite Candlemass album. Alright, now we're down to the last two, right? Is it the last two? Yes, it is. And man, I mean, I know what I'm going to go with, and you got to remember, timeline's everything, I think, in this situation, because my number one is the band I discovered out of all these. And they're still extremely special to me. So at number two, I'm going to have to go with Celtic Frost. And I know it's trendy to say Cold Lake is their my least favorite, but it is. But you know what? A lot of people love Cold Lake. I did a Cold Lake track by track donated episode. And yeah, I mean, and also on Facebook, there's a lot of people that love Cold Lake. And that's cool and all. I just don't. I think it's my least favorite of their albums. Now my second favorite is to Megatherion. This is such an amazing album, man. Innocence and Wrath, you know, The Usurper. I mean, this is amazing, amazing, game-changing stuff, man. Great stuff. My favorite, Morbid Tales, man. Dethroned Emperor. Into the Crypt of Rays. Procreation of the Wicked. My God, this is just a freaking masterpiece. Alright, so, Venom would be my favorite of these. Oh yeah, I did say my least favorite Celtic. My least favorite Venom, and I was a little disappointed, it's called Metal Black, you know, backwards from black metal. It's not horrible, but it's definitely, I mean, but you know, I didn't hear every single thing. I don't think I've heard their last few ones. Where, you know, I just call it Cronus and Friends. I love Venom Inc. Ooh, that's some great stuff. That album, Ave, was my favorite album of that year. What year did that come out in? 2017, 18, 19? I don't know. Whatever year it was, that was the album of the year for me. But Venom is just, I don't know, there's something so special about him. With that poverty production. I mean, it's pretty much homeless production. You know, but it's weird because when I was a little kid, I got it. I loved it. I read about them in Kerrang, and I wanted to hear this band, and they're so dirty and you know, my top two are predictable. It's what most people would consider their best albums, but I've heard a lot more people say that they liked black metal the best. And as you can see, I got all their autographs where I met all three of them, but I met Cronus on the 70 Tons of Metal, and I met Abaddon and Mantis on Venom Inc. tour. And I love how Abaddon signs it. I don't know if you can make that out. It says, fucking Abaddon cunt. Anyway, that's my second favorite. Though, they're pretty much sister albums. They're very close to each other. It's like a hair on the top of my head. That close they are. But I love it. But I gotta go with, and by the way, I have the original Neat Records version of Welcome to Hell, which brings a poster. Let me show you. Alright, where's the poster? Here it is. I was about to say, what the hell? Where the hell is my poster? Which I didn't get signed because I didn't want to, you know, every time I get stuff signed, I take the vinyl out, and I didn't want this to get creased or anything, because look at what great condition this still is. So yeah, I have Welcome to Hell's my favorite. My favorite album from my favorite band in this ranking, you know, you got Schizo, that Poison, that very little bitch has got Poison. In League with Satan, 1000 Nights in Sodom, Angel Dust, wow, Witching Hour. You know, those songs alone eclipse black metal for me. But they're both amazing and very badly produced, but I love it. So, Michael Rogers, thank you, brother. Michael, you also asked me to rank the first song on all the Slayer albums, and I'm going to do that right now after I pause this, because tomorrow, tune in, everybody out there, because Michael wants me to put all the Slayer songs, the first song on each Slayer album, to rank them worst to best. And there'll be a little surprise in the end of that, me performing one of those songs with my band Thrash or Die. So tune in tomorrow, man, and I'll talk about it. I mean, I'm going to do it right now, but, you know, I'm going to split it in two because they're both different categories. So why not, man? Stretch it out. Michael, thank you, brother, for the donation. And again, Greg Szymanski, if you're watching, Michael hails you as well as I do. So, everybody out there, stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. And smack 'em a gob. Ooh.